Justice Show, live right now on the CW58.
Well, no, it's a person problem. More specifically, it's an underage person problem. More specifically, it's a parent-family problem. You know, so while we have these waste of time discussions, again, over gun control and getting people's guns and options of getting them out of their homes, we need to start a dialogue. We continue to ignore and will continue to ignore the much larger tangible problem in this country, and that is what happens in the home. That which is most important to the development mentally, emotionally, physically of those young members of our society, more than anything else, we continue to degrade it, we devalue it, we get to the point where we criticize it. We cater to the ability of parents not to have to make informed decisions because we take the onus and pressure off of them. We take the responsibility off of them because we live in a society that says you don't have to, we'll take care of you. We'll extend the school hours. We'll ignore the problem of parents dropping their kids off at libraries for government employees to watch over them. We'll give them more school lunches. And I'll say it again, we fiddle while Rome burns. Because it's an election year, people are insecure, so they waste their time, they waste taxpayer money, and in the meantime, the real issues in our society, we look at and we don't address them, and instead we criticize them and we degrade them. I mean, this goes back to the much larger issue that we talked about at length after Sandy Hook, and that is the biggest problem in the country is a heart problem. It's a priority problem. And ultimately, that comes back to one thing, and that is the government won't ever push that. The media won't ever push that because it forces too many individuals to look at themselves in the mirror and pushes too much personal responsibility. People can't be personally responsible anymore. And just like the stupid gun buyback program for Steve K's Ward 6 gun show that'll take place at the substation on Tuesday, it's the same kind of mentality. Well, you know, these people at home, they can't be expected to be responsible for their own guns in their house. We have to provide them an avenue to get rid of them because they're all sitting at home living in fear of having these guns nearby. So, you know, that's all we're talking about. It's not about taking people's guns away. It's not about gun control or these icons. It's just about the government here to help people make better decisions for themselves because they can't be held responsible for making their own decisions. Speaking of TPD's time being wasted, without arguing over whether or not the merits of medical marijuana are good or bad, TPD are going to have to be dealing with the bad part of it. Interesting note at the end of this story about a trend that's surging because of the medical marijuana now being available that perhaps you haven't heard about yet. It's a little frightening. I'll get to it next on the John Justice Show. It's 104.1 The Truth, Right Talk for Tucson.